Welcome back, my fellow patriots, to the Save Our Republic daily video series. Today is President's Day, or at least that's what most people call it. And if you're even aware that it's President's Day, it's likely not because you have participated in brilliant and enthusiastic educational, social, and cultural commemorations, but because of social media, newspaper, and TV advertisements, furniture, cars, appliances, whatever it might be. We're supposed to celebrate with great vigor the accomplishments of all of our presidents today, like Franklin Pierce, James Buchanan, Warren Harding, and Benjamin Harrison. Yippee! The holiday was intended to commemorate the singular historic accomplishments of George Washington. February 22nd, not the third day of February, is Washington's true birthday. After he was given to the ages, the country began to celebrate his birthday as an unofficial holiday. And in 1879, February 22nd became an official federal holiday. That Washington should receive special recognition was once a self-evident truth. He played a leading role in the skirmish that set off the French and Indian War. That war led to enormous debt for the British Empire, and in turn led to the British imposing taxation without representation. The British policy was a leading spark to the American Revolution. Washington then led the Continental Army against the British. Through a series of amazing logistical and strategic actions, he wore down the finest military on the planet and gained independence for America. In a masterstroke, he retired from public service. Anxious to return home to Mount Vernon, and he eventually allowed the seed of freedom to sprout by retiring. Several years later, he was called back to service to preside over the Constitutional Convention. His presence was indispensable to his success and the ratification of the Constitution. Not content to let Washington leave the field again, he was the only person unanimously elected twice as president. As the first president, he created many traditions, initiated many policies that dominate even today. He refused the major trappings of royalty and understood his role as a president of a republic. After his second term, he voluntarily retired. This act of relinquishing power was unparalleled in modern history. His nemesis, King George III, declared him to be the greatest character of the age. For once, this king was right. Now, there was a time when Washington's accomplishments were recognized each year. Now we are lucky if we learn about them in third grade or maybe high school. Although there are many reasons for this denigration, it all has but been assured by the ruining of his holiday. Prodded by commercial and labor interests, President Richard Nixon issued an executive order setting Washington's birthday on the third Monday of February. One must wonder about the separation of powers issues presented by this order, but that's for another podcast or video series. Soon, businesses and popular culture transformed the day to President's Day, and technically the federal holiday does remain Washington's birthday, but practically it celebrates nothing of the sort. The gutting of the holiday has had consequences, like a religious liturgical calendar, which renews the faith of our followers, or of whatever followers there might be of that religious tradition. America needs a civic calendar. This calendar should make us pause in the hustle and bustle of the day to give thanks and remembrance for our blessings. We still have the calendar, for example, President's Day, Memorial Day, Independence Day, Labor Day, Thanksgiving, and Veterans Day, but it has become so cheapened by money and 3-day sales and weekends for vacation that they are pretty much worthless. In his first inaugural address, Washington explained that, quote, the preservation of the sacred fire of liberty and the destination of the Republican model of government, I should say, I misspoke, the destiny of the Republican form of government are justly considered perhaps as deeply as finally staked on the experiment entrusted to the hands of the American people, unquote. As the heirs of that experiment, we must maintain that sacred fire of liberty. Accordingly, we should disregard the pretense of President's Day and renew Washington's birthday by fixing it back on his actual birthday. Washington's importance is why he holds a prominent position in Patriot Week, co-founded by me and my then 10-year-old daughter, Leah. Patriot Week is renewing our civic calendar by celebrating our founding first principles in the Declaration of Independence, founding fathers and other great patriots that made those principles come alive in America, vital documents and speeches, and flags that make America the greatest nation in world history. It is anchored by September 11th, the anniversary of the terrorist attacks on September 17th, the anniversary of the signing of the Constitution. It renews America's spirit and has captured the imagination and support of citizens from across the nation. Let us answer the challenge of freedom by vigorously celebrating Washington's birthday and Patriot Week. Until next time, don't forget about America's Survival Guide, the book I wrote. You can find it at americasurvivalguide.com. You can also go to patriotweek.org and visit our many resources, including those about George Washington and other presidents like Abraham Lincoln and Thomas Jefferson and James Madison. And don't forget about the podcast, the Patriot Lessons, American History and Civics. Podcast that you can find anywhere. Please like, subscribe, and share this daily video series as well as the other resources I've just mentioned. God bless you, and God bless America and George Washington.